Here I am with Ella Dyer. Oh, it's so good to see you, Ella. For those who don't
Well,
know,
thank you very
Ella is
much.
quite a feature on the Riviera. She's been here several years, does a whole heap of things. She's one of the unsung heroes of the, well, we're going to call it the expat community, where she would consider herself probably more French than American now. So, good morning, Ella.
Good morning, Mike.
Well, first and foremost, can you tell us a bit how you about yourself, how you arrived on the Côte d'Azur, on this little bit of paradise of ours?
Well, I had the good fortune of having a very important date in the late 80s. I met my now husband of almost 35 years,
Oh.
and he wanted to take me to the beach. And we ended up in on the French Riviera. And coming from Los Angeles and living in Southern California most of my life, I really felt when I got off the airplane, this is what California wanted to be. And I felt right at home.
Oh, that's lovely. That I love that sentiment, and I share that sentiment. It's wonderful.
Yes,
It's a wonderful place to be. Yes, I like that. I like the idea. This is the California that should be. I like that.
exactly.
Well, one thing I know that you do, and you have told your stories about being here, and you've written books. Can you tell us a bit about your book?
I have written the book on Nice. It's what I affectionately refer to as a vapid little beach read, Nice in Nice. And as an early blogger, I used to keep a daily journal online. Um, Jody and I, that's my husband, we found our flat in 2000, and we started to spend more and more time each year here. And I wanted his parents to feel comfortable in knowing what we were doing and that we were well cared for and having fun. So it was page after page for about a 5 year period of, well, we're having this party and we're going to this museum, or we're Kel Surprise at this bar, and meeting these friends and so forth. And it just kind of grew into a fun way to express our life here for everybody around the world to keep up with what we were doing. And then I went off to business school and decided that I couldn't study and keep up the blog. And so it went dormant, and I turned it into a book a few years later.
Well, I'll put that link to the book in the video, and so we can actually check that one out. And I do encourage people
Well,
because it's
thank you.
delightful. It's an excellent read. But your interest in
Well,
authors doesn't end there. This year will be the 10th
no.
year that you've done Meet the Authors. Can you tell me a little bit about Meet
Yes.
the Authors and what drove you to actually create it?
Well, that's a great question, Mike. And this is something that I've shared at various annual events, that everybody has a story. And I wrote just a little bit of mine during that 4 or 5 year period of us exploring the south of France. And it has turned into a calling card for me. So, about 10 years ago, a few local authors, Margot Letts, Kim DeForge, and I got together to hawk our books. And those ladies are really quite the authors, especially Margot, who has written multiple books on various areas in Europe. She and her husband Jeff now live in England, but we just started in the hall, a little hall with about 20 people, and then the next year we had a few more and a few more, and we eventually outgrew that venue. We moved on to another one, outgrew that, and outgrew even one more. So this year, for the 10th anniversary, we are having some more amazing authors talk about their books. They all have something tied to France. That's the criteria. And if we can especially hone in on authors that have written about Le Côte d'Azur, that's even better. But it's really been a wonderful way. My tiny little book that just talks about our life here for a snapshot in time has opened doors, and I've been in great company with some really talented authors, one of who I'm speaking with right now, and
Who's
that's
that?
you.
That is too kind. But you've
Well,
had a great, well, very well-known authors like Craig Carlson.
yes, yes,
He,
he
that
has.
was, yeah.
He has made two appearances. This year we are hoping to have Edith de Bellevue, an author out of Paris, and as I said, you, and another author by the name of Joe Sayart, who has written a delightful book about the French driver's license. And
Do
we're
French
waiting for
people have
confirmation.
driver's licenses?
They do. We're just not sure what kind of driving school they might have gone to, but we're waiting for confirmation on all these authors, and this will be a link will be provided to meet the authors, which is Saturday, June 1st, from 3 to 5:30 p.m. And this coincides with the Festival de Livre, the book festival that the city of Nice hosts every year. So that's a wonderful time for us to go out into the Jardin d'Albert Premier and see the other authors that are selling their books and talking about their books. And then if we can take a little sidestep and Saturday afternoon and go to Oscar's on at 15 Rue Messina, we can listen to 5 or 6 different authors speak about their books.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
We are as well.
I always enjoy those events. They're great fun.
Thank you.
So turning on, let's get to life here. Um, you speak French. Uh, was that a struggle for you?
Oh. No, I just woke up one day and became instantly fluent.
That's what everybody
Très,
does.
très facile, très, très facile. Uh, no, I fortunately am still dear friends with my first French teacher. She did not jump off a cliff trying to teach me how to speak this beautiful language, but I encourage everyone to learn. My journey was just that, about a 20-year journey with a good 15-year break in between. I took the most basic French class. I call it French 101 at Alliance Française here in Nice. I took that about 5 times.
Oh,
Never, yeah, never really figured out what a verb or a pronoun was, but until about the third or fourth try. And then took some private lessons with the lovely Patricia, who is no longer with the language school, but sometimes can take on a private student. But she's a dear friend and she is very patient. And but I went beyond that. That wasn't quite enough for me because I really needed structure. And there is so much English spoken here on the Riviera that we have to seek out and guard our level of language. Um, I went to the University of La Côte d'Azur,
oh,
not once, but 3 times, and obtained the B2 certificate. And that
excellent.
was over, thank you. And it was really um, a wonderful goal to achieve. It's necessary. Knowing the language enriches our experience here. We really can become much more of a local. We'll always be, have the culture of our home country. But for those like me that no longer live in the country of their birth, full time, still have, of course, a residence and family there, but prefer life here. Knowing the language is like knowing the food. It's the biggest part of the culture. And I can only encourage everybody to never give up, just keep trying. If I can learn it, anybody can.
Well, I have always found that no matter what you do, you will always be wrong. If you accept that,
Oh
then
yeah.
you'll get on just fine.
Well, as our lovely author and friend Craig Carlson said, embrace your inner 6-year-old. Jody says I'm Jody says I'm kind of like a bull in a china shop. I just keep talking and I wear them down. They hear my awful American accent and they want to speak English anyway, but I just keep speaking French. And finally they just give up and they speak French with me. So I
Well,
encourage that.
we haven't talked yet about the star in the room. Yes, Miss Simone.
Yes, this is Simone Gilles Jeune de Baron de Mal Dyer. She's niçoise,
Oh,
and therefore she has a very strong character. She is 1.4 kilos of pure joy and sharp teeth. She has bitten a few folks,
oh.
not drawing blood, but uh, don't touch her on the head. When people put their finger towards her little face, it's kind of like a fist coming towards ours. So she's not happy.
Well, I hadn't thought of
Um,
that. Yeah.
yes, yes, when you think about that. And because she's always, fashionably dressed, she is French after all. It's important that she be out and about, but people understand that she's not a toy. She's a
What's it
chihuahua.
like owning what's it like owning a dog in France or in Nice in particular? It's a busy city. Do you find dogs are welcome? Can you take her everywhere? Or have you come across
Yes,
some issues?
yes. Um, Another excellent question, Mike. This is why you are who you are for these important questions. Well, I find Nice in particular to be the most dog friendly city. She goes everywhere with me. Some grocery stores, no, like Picard, she's not allowed in,
Oh,
even if I were to pick her up. But that's okay. But she goes everywhere. We will be lunching with dear friends tomorrow at Bella Bay at Gallery Lafayette. And yeah, she just goes into all the stores and restaurants with me. I attend a little church here, and she goes with me. She's bitten a few priests, and even Monsieur Strozzi, our beloved mayor, who tried to touch her on the head.
oh.
Yes. So another friend of mine says, "Well, yes, I've met Simone," and somebody else goes, "Yeah, but I'm Simone's best friend because she's bitten me 3 times."
Oh.
So
Are vet
it's
bills
just
expensive, or have you not incurred those yet?
uh, not with Simone, and but our previous dog, Ditto Dyer, we was a Sporky, a spoiled Yorkie, and we had her for 14 years. And towards the end of those 14 years, she did have some health issues. The vet here, all the veterinarian services, in my humble opinion, are superior, much less expensive than what we've incurred in the US. And again, just the ability to take your dog most anywhere, especially to restaurants. She's just part of the family, part of the fabric of our lives, if you will. And that's really nice. I say we have to learn French and speak French, and having a dog helps because we noticed we'd had our flat for 5 years and a lot of the locals did never interacted with us. But the moment we got a dog, they couldn't wait to invite us for coffee and speak with us. And so having a dog really, like the language, enriches our experience here.
Wow, that's very, very interesting. I think you need a talking point, and I find that with anything, even learning languages, once you have some common interest, boy, does it actually speed things up. Because
It certainly
people
does.
want to understand and you want to express it. So I think that's very good. That's a
Yes.
very good pointer. I like that.
Well, thank
Reason to have an
you.
animal. I like that. Well,
Yes.
the other thing I need to do is thank you for being an extra on Berlin Cake. I really appreciate that. And for anybody
Oh,
who wants a divine lady who's very, very happy and will come along, I recommend Ella Dyer. I just thought I'd put that out there.
thank you. And I'll bring Simone along because I think that she had a bit more of a close up than I ever got. But
Oh, now we're being picky. Star. Well,
well,
oh, thank you so much, Ella. I think our time is up, regrettably, but I really,
okay.
really appreciate our conversation, as I always do. And I
Well,
look
thank
forward to seeing
you.
you at Meet the Authors, that's for sure, if not before. And so
We
I got to
will.
say thank you, Ella. Thank you for your time today. And we're going to have huge smiles while I try and find the off button. Bye,
Thank you, Mike.
Ella.
Bonne
Bye.
journée. Au revoir.
Bye.